OnlyFans is a platform used primarily for sex work. There are more than 3 million creators on that platform, 220 million subscribers, and it's a $1 billion industry. So I actually saw a press release of a girl who did OnlyFans and she lost her house. And I didn't know, obviously, that those sort of things could happen on OnlyFans because I was like everybody else. I saw the big financial gain and everything that everyone else talked about, all the amazing things, working a couple of hours a day, thousands of pounds a week. I want to investigate. I want to find out the other side of the industry that isn't glamorized. I think I expect to find horror, awful things that we don't expect to happen today. I want to find out the truth about OnlyFans.
I'm Jane Buckle, aka Janie B, Naughty OAP. Pleased to meet you as a honey bee.
Do you want any water? Yeah.
Right, okay guys, come on, we really need to go for this take.
Hi, I'm Rebecca, I'm 22, I'm from Manchester, and I've been doing OnlyFans for 6 months now.
Hi, I'm Mia, I'm 22 and I'm from Nottingham and I've been doing OnlyFans for about a year and a half.
Hi, I'm Gary and I'm from Manchester. I'm 38 years old and I've been on OnlyFans for just over 2 years now.
Hi, I'm Clover, I'm 21, I'm a female dominatrix and OnlyFans creator.
Right, so what we're going to do first is you just talk to this camera, or is it? No, it's that camera there, isn't it? Or is it this one?
No, turn to this one.
So this one, just hi, I'm Lisa.
Yeah. Hi, my name's Lisa. I'm 33 and I'm from Preston.
So, OnlyFans is a subscription service where you pay a monthly fee to access the content of a certain creator.
OnlyFans is a social media platform where people can share photos or be involved in events for other people. They basically can request things from, and then basically if you've got a social media profile on OnlyFans, you can build up fans and yeah, it's just a social media platform really, but a bit more because you can request explicit images and things like that as well.
I mean, it's basically just a subscription-based paywall site. You can post things, you can get monthly subscribers that give you, subscription money. Then you can post other things like through messages. Some people use it for sex work. Some people use it for like very vanilla things like cooking and cleaning. I think they prefer those creators, to be fair. Bit nervous, but
Really, nothing to be nervous
a little
about.
bit.
So I'll jump straight in. What is OnlyFans?
All right, so OnlyFans is like, it's a platform where you can go on and you can make money, but I think that it's not really what it's cracked up to be. But I think everybody's got a different opinion of it.
How do you like my outfit? I like it because it's sexy and it makes me feel very, very confident. Well, the reason I started OnlyFans was that I'd lost my job. I didn't have a job and I had a mortgage to pay. And I thought OnlyFans would be easy money. It would be a way forward to pay the bills, and it would help me. To start with, it was, but then it deteriorated because what happened, I had like 20 fans to start with, and I was getting about 150 a month. But as time went on, they wanted me to do more and more explicit stuff, like sexual. I became a sexual object, and I wasn't very happy about that. And people were stealing my profile. They were like piracy, and I'd lost myself really. And at the end, I wasn't making hardly any money at all because I wasn't prepared to do some of the things they required me to do.
I was thinking about it for a while since I was about 18, but I just didn't know how to start. I had quite a big following from my personal training, and a lot of people were messaging me, telling me, you should start an OnlyFans. Why aren't you on OnlyFans? You would do so well. So obviously that made me decide even more that I wanted to do it. And then I went on holiday and I was posting bikini pictures on my Instagram, just on my stories. And people like me, you need to start an OnlyFans. You're amazing. You need to just get out there. Yeah. And that's when I decided I wanted to do it.
I'd been dabbling in different areas of the sex work industry for a while, and then my friend got OnlyFans and I saw how well she was doing from it, and I was like, there's money to be made here, I've got to get on this. Yeah. So that's how I got into it.
Well, honestly, I had a lot of trauma when I was younger, and a lot like this innate urge to like express my sexuality and like reclaim my womanhood, even though I was only really young. So I got into it a bit young, and obviously that left me in some bad situations. So I actually swore it off for quite a while when I was legal. And then I started doing some sugar dates because I thought that would be more personal. It wasn't. It was awful. They were all Tories, and I hated that. Yeah. So when I was 19, I was like, you know what? 19, 20, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it, but this time on my own terms. I'm really glad I did, because yeah, definitely felt more reclaiming than the sugar dates.
Originally, I got in a bit of debt, to be honest. My friend, he's like a gay male, and he suggested that I used it to help clear my debts. But at the time, I kind of laughed about it. I'd never thought that I'd ever use OnlyFans or anything like that. It's just, I kind of had this morality, and I guess I was a bit prudish in a way. And eventually, I just got that desperate. I just thought, I'm just going to try it and just see what happens. So yeah, basically, that was it. I just set up an account and away it went. Yeah.
I started OnlyFans just because, like, I've got like commitments and I've got like 2 kids, and obviously I'm getting like benefits and stuff, but I just thought that I could like sort of do it like, do you know, in my spare time once the kids were asleep, or like when they were at the dad's. Yeah. But I just feel a little bit embarrassed about doing it, and it's sort of like put me off a little bit because there's some nice people on there, and then you get some people that are not nice, and yeah, I've just got like really mixed views about it now.
So far, I'd say it's been mostly positive. I've been really enjoying it. I've been enjoying the control. It's been so nice to have something where I feel like I'm getting properly paid for my work, and it's given me so much freedom to be able to do all the stuff that I want to do.
Very tumultuous, very high income 1 month. Well, not compared to some of the other creators, but for me, good income 1 month and completely like nothing the next month. Sometimes you get loads of likes, and like sometimes you get none. It's so up and down. It's really hard to like pin it down to an experience. But I'd say my overall experience has been good. Just it feels a bit restricting as a site. It's predominantly for sex workers, right? But they try and like really minimize the sex workers. We are a lot more likely to get glitches or hacks or accounts deleted, less likely to get promoted by OnlyFans. And there was actually a time where they decided they didn't want any sex workers and told us all that they were going to delete us. I think I was a creator at that point, but my God, that would have been scary. I think they avoided that, but yeah, so it just feels like you've got to watch what you do a little bit too much on there. But There are other sites, but yeah.
That's like one of the reasons that I'm just like, should I do it? And then I'll do it for like a little bit, and then I stop doing it because I'm just like, my God, what if like people are watching me? Like I feel so like just conscious about like, like my family or anything, like
Yeah.
anyone that knows me in my area that sees me. But like I need to provide for my children, so like just like yeah, there's no dad on the scene or anything. So
Right.
like
Okay.
I've got my benefits and OnlyFans, yeah.
Yeah, so you're a
Yeah.
bit trapped.
Yeah. Yeah, a bit.
Yeah.
I've been on OnlyFans like just over 2 years, but at the beginning it wasn't too bad. But it's basically led to events happening, and it's led to relationships breaking up, family problems, just like just so much has just like gone on. Like it's just been this kind of story that's happened to me, and at the beginning it was kind of innocent what I was doing. I didn't think anything of it. I thought I'd just get some money together, pay some debts off, but it just spiraled out of control really. And yeah, it's just I never thought I'd be in this circumstance at all in my life. It's just yeah, it's just not good at all. I tried to hide it at the beginning. My ex-partner didn't know about my debts, so I kind of had pride as well. I didn't want to tell people about what was going on. And then eventually she found out a few months in. I couldn't work out at the time if it was jealousy or it was just morality issues. You know, I grew up in like a close, like Irish kind of community. My parents were Irish and Catholics, so a lot of people in my community were kind of like, on that, like kind of Catholic like level, and the morality and ethics are different. So, yeah, I think it was more morality than the kind of jealousy, but I'm pretty sure like jealousy was involved in that.
I was exposed from a very young age by a partner I was with when I was about 14 or 15. I know I shouldn't have been sending pictures then, but it was my first boyfriend, and I didn't really know what I was doing. I mean, people did warn me what I should and shouldn't be sending on the internet, including my mum and dad. But it just happened, and my pictures did end up getting leaked and around my whole school. And there was pictures that weren't me, pictures that were me. The police ended up getting involved. My ex-partner actually ended up getting put on the sex offenders list because he was spreading pictures of me when I was underage, and a lot of grown adults were sharing them. And they've still got the pictures to this day, which is really weird because I was underage.
Yeah.
These were put all over social media. They were spread around my school. So yeah, it has kind of, yeah.
How did that affect your school life?
It did, yeah. I had to come out of school for a bit because it just got too much. Like every lesson, people were talking about it, sniggering about it. And I didn't really want it to affect me too much because I wanted to go to school and enjoy myself. But I did get bullied quite a lot for it. Yeah. You don't understand what you're doing when you're young. And I can honestly see why my mum and dad were so strict with my phone. And I went behind the back, which I should have never have done, but I've learnt my mistake now. And I say this to my little cousin. I was like, be careful what you send on the internet because you never know what could happen.
Well, they stole my profile and they put it out on social media, and they also stole my Facebook account, and it all got a bit hairy, and people kept messaging me on Facebook. Will I do this? Will I do that? Will I show them things? Can they come over? Can they lick my feet? All that kind of nonsense. So it wasn't a very good idea. And you'd ask to do hardcore things, and that was most unpleasant. It's not something I want to do.
What sort of things were you asked to do?
Well, a bit embarrassing, really. It's called coprophilia, where you sort of get on a glass mirror or table and you you defecate. Yeah. Then they wanted me to urinate, pretending to urinate over them. It's called urolagnia. Then there was the heel licking. Then they wanted me to put a Coke bottle up inside me. Yeah, it all got a bit hardcore and dramatic. And I sort of felt that I was losing myself, and I was like just there as a sexual object. And if I wanted to earn the big money, I had to do more than I wanted to do. So as time went on, I did less and less and less.
Yeah, but unfortunately, because OnlyFans is the one that, when I say content creator, people go, "Oh, OnlyFans girl." So when you're like, "Oh no, actually, it's Fansly or loyal fans," they're like, "Oh, yeah." If it's not easy, then they're not going to do it because men are pretty simple. I feel like from the outside, it just looks like I've had a lot of bad experiences and kind of use that as ammunition, which might be true actually. But I think it's deeper than that. I think we're all built as women, whether from, I don't know whether it's like born into us, I think it's personally taught. We're taught to respect and admire men and manhood and manliness. And I think I'm just like trying to personally undo that by hating it and showing people that like actually masculinity does not equal strength, femininity does not equal strength. You can be whatever the fuck you want, say, present yourself however you want and be like super strong. And honestly, I feel like the patriarchy and manhood just goes directly against that. So why wouldn't I hate it?
Right, here we go. Right, so what have we here today? See, I like a bit of, I don't mind a bit of bondage, because I like to be in control. I like respect from men. How dare you get down on your knees and beg for mercy? So we've got that, all right? And, oh dear, then we got the fan to tickle. The flowing of the fan, the tickling on their genitals. Oh, they love that. That one. Right, we seem to have got attached. Right, so what have we here? Oh, we have a dildo, which I don't, oh, blimey. So that's quite handy, isn't it? You can practice sort of like anything you like with it being suggested. Oh, this is lovely. This is very nice. Ooh. Ooh, yes. Are you going to come today? I hope you do. So that's that one, all right? What's that one? Here we got the bondage tape. If they're gobby, we seal them up, seal their mouths up, tie their hands up. They like all that. See, I would practice that on my alien. I pretend he's a man, and I bind him. I put it around his mouth. What else we got in here? Poof. Oh yeah, these are harsh but fun. 1 minute. These are, you put them on there, and they're on your nipples, and you screw them up tight. That's being a masochist, of course. Yeah. What else we got there? Oh yeah, this is for putting up people's anuses. Ooh. Right. Then we have another one. Hang on a minute. What's this one? Oh, crikey. Now, this has got a rope on it or a thread so that if it goes up, you can easily get it down again. You pretend that, you sort of pretend. What's that? I like to be dominant. I like to whip them, chain them up. Here's some lubies. Looby-jooby. For people like me who need WD-40. Yeah, I think that's about it, to be honest. But I do like to be dominant, and I do dress up. I will dress up. I do dress up. I did dress up. I used to go to nightclubs. I used to be very aggressive. I'd walk in there like the queen bee, and they'd all bow their How dare you even look at me? Bow your head now. Right, and they go like that. And then I'd get them on their knees and use them as a footstool. You know, just be very cruel.
Creepiest experience. I've had a few stalkers so far. That's probably the creepiest experience I've had. Normally, I'm really careful with my social media and stuff. I keep it very protected, keep my real life really protected. So I've got like my online persona, and then I've got like my actual life. So when it does get, so I have had to get the police involved sometimes with a few stalkers.
He was a year older than me, so yeah, he was about 15. Yeah, he was asking me for the photos, and obviously he was my boyfriend, and I trusted him as well because it was my first relationship. I wanted to make him happy, and I sent in them pictures thinking it was staying between us two. And obviously he leaked them to all his football friends, and then it went round. Yeah, it just went out of spiral. I get quite a lot of hate, but it doesn't faze me. And I think it's because I've heard all of that, what happened to me at school. I mean, there was disgusting pictures being sent round, that people were making out with me. I had it all. So in kind of a way, it has given me confidence to do what I do, because it doesn't faze me what people say. Because I feel like that's why a lot of girls stop doing OnlyFans, because of what people say and think. But I don't really give a fuck anymore, if I'm honest, because I've had it all, all the backlash. Yeah.
Oh, I just want to reverse things now, to be honest. It's just not where I thought it would be. It's totally gone. I had this vision of how it would be, like I'd get, you know, thousands, and then I'd be able to pay all my debts off and go traveling, and nothing would like happen as a result of that. But you don't realise the implications that it has on your life and your social life. And I mean, my dad won't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh. Be alright. Yeah, just a minute. Cheers. Cheers. Thanks. Sorry about that. Yeah. So my dad won't speak to me at all now, and my mum just speaks to me, but it's really difficult. My brother's not too bad, but my brother was the one who told my parents about it, but he didn't do it on purpose. He was getting teased by people. He's only like 17, so one of his friends found out, and he ended up telling them. But he's all right. He's not like fell out with me, but he's still getting teased and like not bullied, but his friends are like, oh, you know, your brother, look what he's doing, and a lot of my fans are like gay males, and I'm like straight. So you can imagine like the kind of stigma and things like that. I just never thought, like, I just never even thought about these things. It's crazy, honestly. Like, just the effect it's had on my life now. Like, I went from one like point in my life where I thought things were bad, but they weren't really that bad. Do you know what I mean? You don't realise until like you've lost something, like where you were. So yeah.
I have quit already. Like I just said, like I'm all right. Like sometimes doing it, and then like even now doing this interview, like I'm just like, oh my God, like what are people going to think? Like this makes me feel so anxious and nervous. And sorry, I'm just trying to like do my best. Like it's just not used to stuff like this. But
Do you want to take a minute?
no,
Okay.
I'll be fine.
Okay.
Just so yeah, I've started again, to be honest. Just because I'm a little bit desperate for money, and
Yeah, of course.
people have told me that like you can sort of like, do you know, like do it at different times, like you can earn more money at different like peak times, or so. Like I mainly do it at the weekends, really. Like I get my mum to have the kids and stuff. Everyone said to me that like the people that I know that do it, they said that they make a lot of money, and like you can make like £10,000 a month or something, or like 20 grand. But I gotta be honest, like sometimes I don't even make 10 quid a day.
Yeah.
Like how is that like for me? Like, is there something wrong with me? Like, am I not doing something right? Like, why are some girls making thousands a month and like I'm barely getting 100 quid a week
Yeah.
sometimes? So I just think, what's the fucking point, you
Yeah.
know? Like,
How much did you make in your peak on OnlyFans?
well, yeah, I did stuff that I didn't really want to do, like, because like I just thought that I could like just, you know, be a little bit just tasteful and like teasing a bit, but I didn't really want to like, you know, like get every bit of my body out. But I found that I'm gonna have to do it because that's what the men want, and they want me to, you know, like really like go OTT. So like I did it. I don't feel great, and I bet I made about 5 grand, something like that, 6 maybe.
Yeah.
But like I just keep thinking about, oh my God, like what am I gonna do if this my parents found out, like if like people like find out, like, but people just don't get it, do they? That we do this for the children and stuff, and yeah.
I've got nothing against people who are involved in sexual work or anything like that. Like, if it's your body, it's your choice. But society doesn't think like that, you know. People think they're better than each other, and like they've got better ethics and morality. But you know, I got into OnlyFans because I was in financial problems, you know, and you know, I was really in bad debt, so I had to do it. You know what I mean? I didn't have to, but I've just found that was my only outlet at the time. So I can see why people get into it. I mean, I'm sure people just do it because they enjoy it, but I think the majority of people, it's probably like for finances and a different way of, you know, of life, instead of going to that kind of 9 to 5 job, you know. But you have to like think about like kind of the effects that that's going to have in your life, the repercussions that can have. You have to either be cold faced and able to accept it, or to think things through, you know.
Yes. Yeah, I quit OnlyFans because I thought it was becoming a nightmare. Had lots of what should I say? It just made me feel mentally depressed as well. Because sometimes you get trolls and they, oh, you know, they're not quite right, or you've got a large nose, or you've got a pimple, or your bottom's big. And it didn't work out. In the beginning, I thought it was going to be like Nirvana, heaven, paradise, earn lots of money, get rich. But the price of doing it's not worth it. The whole thing is not worth it.
I think you just have to have a really good support network, have things outside of this job that keep you grounded, that you can go back to, so you've got your safe space aside from making content and interacting with fans. I find it hard for people to be interested in me. I find it hard because I've seen so many different types of people and the way that they treat me, and a lot of them are married or have partners, so it's definitely made me a lot more picky in the people that I go for.
When I went to Dubai, someone recognised me, and when I was up Snowdon, which was really weird, I was just in the middle on a mountain, and someone was like, "Are you me?" I was like, "Yeah." I found it really weird, but I don't think anyone's met me from OnlyFans. I think it's just from my Instagram. I'm very cautious of where I don't walk anywhere. I don't get public transport. I always get Ubers or Lyfts, obviously because of what I went through. I don't really approach people or intend to approach people. When I go out somewhere, I go straight there and straight home. I don't walk anywhere because I'm too scared, really. I was seeing someone from my gym and things were going really good. We both liked the same things. He liked the gym. He was like pushing me to do well in the gym, which I found is really nice because I'd never been with someone who liked the gym and like doing what I do. So it was like a big eye opener for me. And he was about 5 or 6 years older than me. So I'd never been with anyone older, so I thought this is maybe where I'm going wrong. And I didn't see a relationship or it go into a relationship, but he started being really controlling and possessive. Like he started like calling me his girlfriend when I wasn't. He would start stalking me and following up to places where I was with my friends. I'd be out at the pub having some food and he'd just turn up, and I'd be really confused because I'd not sent him my location, I'd not told him where I was. And he'd just show up and I'd be like, why are you here? He's like, I'm just checking you're not with anyone. And he just kept doing that. And I was like, my friend's like, Mia, you need to get out of this relationship. Like, he's stalking you. And I didn't really see it until my friend said it. I was like, yeah, you're right. I just thought he was just like going past and he saw me, so he thought he'd pull over and come and say hi to me. But it wasn't like that. He started controlling what I wore. He started saying that I'm not allowed to wear gym shorts to the gym. And then I just decided I didn't want to be with him anymore because it was just getting way too much. I wasn't even allowed to go out with my friends. Every time I went out with my friends, he was like, oh, she's a slag. You're going to be doing this and that. You're going to be cheating on me. And it was never like that. You know, my friends, they're very, very similar. My friends, they don't like drinking or going out. The only thing me and my friends would do is go out shopping and for food. So it was really confusing and why he was always accusing me of this stuff. But then I found out he had an ex-wife, which he never told me about, and he had 2 baby mums, which he never told me about. And this was like the final straw. I was like, I don't want to get involved with all of this. I was being accused of things I wasn't. So I just turned around to him and said, look, I don't want to be with you anymore. And he didn't take that very well. He never wanted me to like leave him. He kept saying, oh, my dad's got cancer, he's going to pass away, I've got depression. And I felt really bad. I've got a very caring heart. So I felt sorry for him. And he kept doing this to like make me stay. So every time I tried to break up with him, he'd be like, oh, my dad's dying, you're gonna leave me. It's like pressure me to be with him. And if I blocked him, he would just turn up outside my house. One time I was with my friend, so I just wanted to completely cut him off. She's like, come stay at mine. And I blocked him, and he went to my mum's, where my mum's staying, and knocked on my house where my mum was. And my mum had no clue who he was, because I'd never introduced him. And that scared me. I was like, why is he going to my mum's house? And I was like, I need to protect my mum. So obviously I called things off again, and it was actually at the gym when I said to him, I don't want to see you anymore, talk to you anymore. And I said, thank you for everything you do. And I tried to be respectful about it, and he took it the wrong way. And I could see the anger in his eyes, that he was really angry. So I walked out the gym and I tried to book an Uber, and it was like 10 minutes away, the nearest Uber. So I ran to the bus stop and I was like, he's gonna see me here. And so I walked to the next bus stop, and he pulled over to the side of me, and he got out the car, and he forced me into his car. He grabbed my phone, put it in his car, so I had no way of getting home. And there was a 16-year-old girl, 17-year-old girl, who defended me. She was trying to stop him from grabbing me and get me in the car. And he beat her up and smashed her phone. So I think she grabbed her phone to call the police. Yeah. And he just grabbed her phone, threw it in the road, smashed it up, and then beat her up. And he said, if you don't get in the car, I'm going to beat her up again. So I had no choice. But yeah, it's just very scary, because I felt sorry for the girl, because I couldn't speak to her, I couldn't comfort her. She looked so distraught. It was just out of the blue. And there was no CCTV evidence whatsoever. Like there was a pub literally opposite. And I didn't get any justice from that. Really? So yeah, it did hurt a lot. And I'm not the only woman who's done it too.
I mean, I actually thought about this, but I think I get more stick as a man, yeah. And especially because like it's like gay males, and you know, and my friends and social circle. I mean, I've lost quite a few friends. Yeah, I've lost quite a few friends, and it's hard. It's like a masculinity issue, you know, where I think it's become more acceptable for women to be. I think people just accept that women do OnlyFans, but yeah. When they hear about a man doing it, it's like, for me, I think it's harder, definitely, especially if people see me and things like that in the streets or whatever. It's just like, just want to put my head down, you know. I don't want to, like, you know, it's really bad, yeah. Yeah, so like my friends, when we go out in Manchester, we go to Canal Street in the gay village, like, because it's open late, and I've been recognised like a couple of times there. At first, I was kind of like, just, yeah, like, it's not happy about it, but not bothered, just like whatever. But then I was like, well, hang on, that person's going to tell someone else. and then someone else, and then people are looking at me in the clubs and things, and I'm just like, oh no, I just don't want this. I want OnlyFans to be there and my private life to be there. Do you know, I don't want them to be, to be merging together or anything. So I kind of felt a bit embarrassed then when it's happened. So I kind of sway away from that area, and just I kind of choose where I go, or try and get out somewhere else. So
I went to the police the second time. I actually went back, very stupidly of me, because he guilt tripped me again and saying that all the stuff with his dad. And then he ended up doing it again, strangling me again. And he said to me, if I told anyone, like the police or my friends, he would blast my head off with a gun. And at this point, I already seen his gun, like he showed me. But later on, eventually, when I've spoken to the police, that was just, it wasn't even a real gun. It's just using it to intimidate people. He obviously got done for that. I went to the police because my friend actually ended up ringing the police himself because he was scared for me. My friend Joe, he obviously, when I told him about the gun, he was like, Mia, you need to report this. And I was actually going to go to the police station myself, but the police came to my house because obviously they said a gun was involved. So they came to question me, and he was actually on his way. He's like, I'm going to come see you. So he was actually on his way to see me when the police were outside, and I thought he's going to think I've snitched on him. So at this point, I was like, he's going to do something to me on my house. I explained to the police what had happened, what everything is done, and he went on the run for 2 weeks. And I didn't leave my house at all. I was so petrified, because he said that if I told anyone, he was going to kill me. I literally did not want to leave my house for weeks. I was petrified, and they kept ringing me like, where, do you have any ideas where he is? No clue. But then he eventually obviously found him, and he ended up getting locked away because he was ignoring the police. They were trying to call him, trying to get hold of him. He just completely went on the run. He went away for about a year. He didn't go away for long. His sentence got cut down a bit because he was behaving in prison or something. I don't really know much about it, but I know that they reduce the time if you do well or behave in prison. And he's been to prison before. He's been to prison quite a few times. And I spoke to Claire's Law, and I wasn't the only girl that he's attacked. Obviously, seeing him attack that other girl as well. It's about 8 women altogether that he's attacked. Yeah. So I'm kind of glad I went and stepped forward, because a lot of women the woman from Claire's Law said that a lot of women didn't actually end up going to the police and court about it, and I was the actual only one who stepped up. I went to court. I couldn't understand why they didn't, because it's a big thing to do. And it's a long process, and you don't get justice at all. So I can see why a lot of women don't end up going to the police, which is really sad, really. It had a big effect on my OnlyFans because I lost a lot of my confidence. And I had really bad PTSD. I didn't want to leave the house. I didn't love myself anymore. It just completely knocked my confidence, if I'm honest. I didn't want to be on social media. Obviously, I still kept posting on social media because I wanted to keep my following. I didn't want my followers to completely drop, but I just completely lost all confidence, if I'm honest, with myself. And he shamed me as well. Like, he didn't have a problem with me starting OnlyFans because I actually started it right when I started talking to him when I was going to the gym. And he said, yeah, it's a great idea. You should do it. You've got the body for it. And then, like, when I said he started getting really controlling, possessive, he didn't like me doing OnlyFans. And I feel like what he used to say had like a really bad impact on me. Like, I didn't want to do it anymore. And I was like, I can't just quit now because I've already started it. So yeah, it has had a big effect on me mentally and physically.
I haven't really got any hate comments, but like people have recognized me. Do you know, if I've been out and stuff. So again, it's it's a little bit like, oh my God, what if they say something to someone else, and then, but I think the longer I do it, it's gonna impact on me,
of course.
on me and my reputation. So I don't know, what. I don't think there's any advice you can give anyone. It's just feel like I'm just a little bit on my own, and I feel like I've got no choice, to be honest. Yeah, I've got to do this.
Yeah, so most of my experience in work is in retail or hospitality, and I quit like an idiot. I quit my retail job, and then I was getting just enough for my bills and things like that. And my kind of idea was like, oh, I'm going to get more money. Do you know, I'm going to get more, and I'll have thousands each month. And it didn't work out like that. I just found it was really difficult, and sometimes it's been got quite low wage or low income from it, and then sometimes it's been okay, but it's never enough. And I don't really want to go back into like the retail environment or hospitality because people will see me. You know, it's that I've got anxious about doing it and trying to get an office job or so. I've got no experience, so it's just I'm just stuck. I feel like I'm like in a sort of trap now. You know, it's just not a. It's again, it's not. I didn't think I'd ever be here at all.
So I don't do OnlyFans full time at the moment. It's still like a side hustle for me. So I won't be on there all day. I'll maybe spend one day a week creating content, getting photos and stuff for the week. And then I'll log on, say good morning to my subscribers. And I operate in more the financial domination side of OnlyFans. So a lot of the work I do will be one-on-one DMing fans. So some of them will be paying for like an experience where I'll send them a message in the morning and they'll be paying for that. So I'll be doing some of that. Some of them might pay for like a video call or something. So that my day will be broken up by bits of that.
I normally do bundles, so it'll be a few things. So a bottle with some, shout out Belle Delphine, a little bit of bathwater, a little bit of piss. So it's like diluted so they can like do whatever with that. And then maybe a tampon that I've not been on my period with, but like had inside me. So it's like really intimate and they'll often like put that in there. So it's like a pigtail. And then so there'll be lots of different things like nail clippings. So in total it'd be like £200, but it's only like that much of piss in reality because it's precious. It's literally gold.
I just say think about what you're going to do. Just really make a conscious decision about what you know, go through in your mind what you're doing, and think of the repercussions in your life like that can happen from it, like your family, friends. I mean, it might be good for some people. Some people might say, yeah, you know, I don't care about all that. But you know, until it happens to you, until like you lose your family, like.
Look, baby, I just found this most amazing shop. You'll love the boots I've seen and everything. I definitely think this is where you get some as well. So I know you can pay Wednesday, so let's say 750, and we'll go for that. Wait, too much footage before we get the gear on. Well, I do, you know, more not I wouldn't say submissive content, but I do not as dominating content, but it's definitely my favorite thing to do, and I definitely get a lot more attention for it on there. So it would be like if I was creating a non-dominant thing, I'd probably have to put like a lot of effort into it and make sure I look really good and have like a script. But with the dom stuff, I basically can do no wrong because if I like call them something that's too mean, oh well, they liked it. Like, not always, but within reason. So it definitely has a running theme on my OnlyFans. The most common thing I get is small penis humiliation. So like bullying men with like smaller dicks. Often they're more like established men, like with higher paying jobs and stuff, and they like are always having to present this like BDE, big dick energy, and they just want to actually get some affection for having not the biggest dick, even if they don't. So that's probably the most common thing that I get. But worshipping as well, like pixel porn, so people asking me to send them like censored content or like pictures of my rubbish bin, like things like that. So just not even that sexual in a way.
This is what men are into, licking and those high heels. Shame it's not an ice cream. Well, the weirdest thing really is to do, you know, this pooping business on top of a glass top. And then there was someone else, they liked feet, and they wanted my feet to be very smelly, and they wanted to lick them. So I had to have dirty feet and put them in front of the camera, you know, and that I pretend that they were pretending to lick them. Well, that was a bit gross. And they had dirty bits in the toes. But as time went on, you felt like you were a sexual object and you were losing your identity. You're no longer, you know, Jane Buckle, Janie B. You're just a sexual object. And they use you for their own pleasure, their own sexual gratification. They're not interested in you as a person. I mean, not being funny, if you put a Coke bottle up inside you, you might pull your insides out with it. Ugh. Ooh.
Remember my flower store? Oh, look at the little flower with the tinfoil hat. That's so top nest. Yeah. I mean, worse in what way? I've like gross. I've had men. I'll start with a lighter one. I do things a lot like make yourself into an omelette, like crack an egg on your head and grate cheese and like stand in the sun and like whisk yourself and then like eat it, or like piss in a bottle and take that to work, and every drink of coffee you have put a little bit in, or my piss if they're lucky enough to have me send it to them, or things like that. So it's a little bit listeners. And then I've done things like I had subs drink piss out of train toilets, pretty deprived stuff like that as well. I don't want to, I can't really disclose too much because of confidentiality, but these are the subs that I know would get off on me exposing how disgusting they are. It varies massively. So I've sold pictures of like my floor for like £10 a picture, and then I've sold pictures of like me looking like a giant naked for also £10 a picture. It really depends on like the relationship and dynamic I have with that individual sub. Like if it's just hi, like I've never spoken to them before, and they're like, hi, can I purchase this custom content? Then it'll be more of a set rate.
I don't really feel good about myself and stuff. Like I'm not like I can't afford like to go to gym and stuff like that. And well, I can, but like obviously like I've got to like get gas, electricity, water, food, like, and like making sure that my rent's paid and stuff. So like, yeah, it's just, yeah, I don't feel good at all when I do it. I don't even feel sexy, but some of these men, they're not bothered, are they? If you get everything out for them and stuff, they're like, you know, I just, obviously I can't do it when the kids are here, God, like, but yeah. Like asking me to do things like that I don't want to do, like role plays and stuff, or like, can you do this video for me? And like, just asking for like freebies and stuff. But at the end of the day, like, it's a business, ain't it? And you still got to make money and stuff. But I just, yeah, I just don't want to do it for much longer. But like, I wish that I could like, you know, like speak to someone who is like right up there and like I can like learn from them. But like, I'm just not in that position. I'm not in that place like where these people are. Like, you know, it's just do what I can.
Because I didn't think I was going to do very well in my first month, but I did very well, like from what I didn't expect it at all. So that kind of gave me confidence, because I kind of doubted myself before, because I'm quite a slow developer. Like all throughout school, the girls was like fully developed, and I was like still very skinny and slim. So that kind of like going into that, coming out of school, I wouldn't say I wasn't pretty, but I just didn't have much confidence. Like a lot of the girls had like big boobs, a big bum, like very matured very early. So I doubted myself in that sense. That's why I didn't think I was going to do very well, but I did surprisingly very well, which was good.
It's very religious in a way for some people. It's like I've been called goddess and literally prayed to and like given altars and stuff made. It's like we don't. Maybe it's something to do with like we don't know if like for sure if there is a God, but like we know this woman in front of me is beautiful and has a lot of power right now and is about to determine how the rest of my night goes, so I will treat her like a god. It's a little bit more like tangible almost, and it's just like a nice. So yeah, they're worshipping me, like the existence of me, my body. I no, not really like touching or anything, but like just look at my ass, beg for me to shake it, then I won't. And you'll be like, no worries, of course you won't. Why would you? You're a god.
I think it boosted my ego because I don't think I'm God's gift or anything like that, but because a gay guy, my friend, told me to go on it, and he said, "Oh, I'd go on it and like get your photos and things like that." I was like, "Really?" Like, and then when I got more fans and people like were requesting things, I was like, "Oh right, I must like look all right," you know. So I think it boosted me, but I wasn't going on it because I felt unconfident. That was not any. It wasn't even in my mind. You know, I don't think like I'm ugly or anything, or fat or anything like that, or or anything like that. I felt like sort of all right about myself. You know, I'm healthy and everything. But it does boost your ego, yeah. And it gets a bit addictive, I think. You know.
I think a lot of people, or a lot of guys, have a kind of kink where it's like, oh, I want to dominate a dom because that means I'm like ultimate dom. No, that just means you're ultimately like manipulative or annoying. Like for your dominance to come from overpowering a woman, that's not dominance. That's coercive control, boy. Like no.
Yeah, I've had once. There was a guy, and he found my personal social media, I think it was my Facebook actually, and when I was putting on my social media that I was going here or doing that, this guy would be turning up, and he would speak to me and say, "Oh, I've seen you on OnlyFans," and I thought, "Oh right," once you just think, "Oh right," but then it was happening like all the time. And then I realised he was on it. I didn't not under who he was, but he's obviously finding out about me. And then I like confronted him and said, "Please, I've got a different life to this. You know, this is my personal life." And then he started messaging people on my social media with my OnlyFans links and things, and like I kept it quiet. You know what I mean? So it was just it created more problems. I had to come off social media, like my personal. So it was just like. Honestly, like I was already going through a bit of bad times, and it just created even more. So yeah, you don't realize, honestly, like, how much effect it and how many people are watching you, So you've got to really be careful, I think.
Because if your kids like see pictures of you on the net and like you can click on anything these days, can't you? Like, and like they send me like. It's like so bad, isn't it? Like, yeah, so like, and I just think go to school, like, do well at school and create your passion that way and success that way, and like, just do it that way and don't strip off and be on OnlyFans. It's not good. No, don't do it.
I think I was thinking about this recently. I think originally it was probably from like primary school. All the boys were just so rude and entitled and like objectifying. Like we were 6 and 9, and my friends who had like bigger boobs were being like slut shamed. How do these boys even know how to slut shame? Where have they learned that? A lot of the women or girls grew out of it. Not all of them, but a lot of them. But honestly, I can't think of many boys I know who were like that then and aren't like that now, which really sucks. So maybe it's from that, and then that got carried on through. Found myself in a really shitty relationship, and then after that, I was like, you know what? Why the fuck would I give a man a time of day? Like tradition, like look at the past. The likelihood they're gonna fuck me over is well enough. So maybe it is probably a little bit like trauma based, but I think that's okay. Like I think it's a totally decent way to work through your trauma. And I see it as like unpicking what I have internalized. I have been such a people pleaser in the past. I've put up with some crap. And I think it's like unpicking that's been like sewn into me by just brazenly hating.
Yeah.
I'm pansexual, so I'm not really bothered about gender, like boy, girl, non-binary, whatever. I'm not bothered. If you're pretty and you make me happy, that's all that matters. But yeah, I definitely wish I was lesbian. It would be a lot easier. Or just not lesbian, but like like didn't like men.
Yeah.
That would be great. But
Oh, yeah, my passion is, since I've stopped OnlyFans, I've done a lot of acting, 14 films, all sorts really. I went to Kathmandu filming, all paid, happy days for the Nepalese film industry. That was great fun. I had a crazy character part that I was like, what was I? Yeah, I wasn't. I had this Nepalese young man as my house servant. I was this crazy old bird, and in the end, he catches me. It's very funny. It's not for real. In bed with this lovely man, and he runs away. It was all a bit. Then I get pregnant by him, and I have to chase him. And I've got this funny alien baby in the pram, and I'm screaming, "Kumar, Kumar, come back! I had a baby by." I mean, it's all nutty as a fruitcake. It's on YouTube. But mainly, I like to do reality TV. I've done X Factor with my rubber snake singing Born to Be Wild.
Oh, okay.
And that was great fun because Simon Cowell, yes.
Oh,
But Nick Grimshaw said it was like watching Britney Spears with a hangover. Rita Ora said, what was it? She said, "I'm looking forward to this." I can't do it. And then no. Anyway, they loved it and I loved it. I had a great time. I was on television, but I didn't get through to the next round and I sang Born to Be Wild. And everybody in the crowd laughed their heads off because I went, Born to Be Wild, and I stuck my little leg in the air like so, like this, like this. And then I did the splits. Then after that, I did Come Down With Me. I got the lowest score anyone has ever had. They came to this house and the food was quite vile. Yeah. Well, it wasn't a cooking really. Parma ham and melon, a stew, which I'd put a tin of soup in it, and a bread and butter pudding, my dear, as it went up and up and up. But I got a low score, yeah. 11. Lowest score anyone has ever had out of 29. Yeah. Done so much. OEP's been badly. Brits on the Pool in Benidorm, tattoo fixers, because I went on the X Factor with my snake. Um, I've done naked attraction.
okay.
Well, it all began really. What happened? Yeah, they asked me to do it, and I said, I don't think I can. I said, I've got an overhang. I can't find it, and neither will you. And they thought that was quite funny. But the year they asked me again, it was COVID. And I thought I might be dead next year. So I went and did it. But I turned it into a right old fiasco. I had a Primark sticker, which I stuck here. I had to get permission. And they put me in the box, the blue box. And I'm quite scared. Anyway, the guy, the picker, he had like 7 piercings. Oh, God alive. Anyway, he didn't pick me. He got rid of me first of all because he thought me wearing this sticker, there was something wrong with down below. So he chucked me off. And as I went out, I said, cocky like feisty attitude, "I'm Janie B, not OAP. I didn't get picked, as you can see, but I'm still happy as a honey bee." And then it went on Celebrity Gogglebox. And Tom Jones thought this, the Jazzle thing, was a tattoo. And Nick Grimshaw said she stuck stones over all of it. So what did I do then? Oh yeah, naked education, running about with no clothes on. But that was a very serious program to show young people that you don't have to be ashamed of your body. However old you are, you should still be proud of yourself. It wasn't sexual at all. Seriously, it was not. It was supposed to be educational. Then the Keith Lemon show, which I got paid very well for. I had to No, I won't do it, will I? No, I had to lift my top up and flash them to Joey Essex and Amy Attack. And Amy Attack said they're better than mine. That was fun. I met all the stars. I met Keith Lemon. I tweaked his nipples. Then, what did I do then? Secret sexual fantasies. Well, it's about your fantasies, what you feel, your sexual fantasies. But mine was all about getting disrespectful men to show respect by putting them in cages and only letting them out for cooking, cleaning, and gardening. So that went down well. That got 1 million views. But I mean, I do like respect. And to be honest with you, I know I've done some pretty naughty, and I am naughty as OAB in the UK. I'm celibate. I don't mind playing around. I don't mind this and that. But I don't want to do that because I'm special. I don't need to do that. And it's got to be love. But I know I was on OnlyFans, not for long, 4 years. But the problem was, once the family found out, they didn't want to know me really anymore. They ostracized me and they said, if you don't come off of that OnlyFans, we're not having any more to do with you. You know, that was another problem with it, really.
In my spare time, I work with horses and stuff and horse therapy. So that's something that I'd like to put more time into. And then with the money I make from OnlyFans, I'd eventually like to start my own business doing horse therapy.
I'm passionate about the gym and eating healthy, making people healthier and happier. Yeah, I'm a very positive person. I never used to be. I think it's because of the people I used to hang around with and the choices I used to make. I don't used to make very good choices, but I've learned a lot as I've grown up, and I just like being happy and helping people. And like I said, in the gym, I'm constantly in the gym, trying to better myself, if anything. I don't like drinking or going out clubbing or pubs. It's not really my kind of thing. But yeah, I don't really have many hobbies.
Well, I got pregnant young and it's not really what I wanted and stuff, but like I'm passionate about like just like being a good mum and like just like being a role model to my kids that like I will get a job, do you know what I mean? Like I want to like go out and work and stuff. So I like while they're small and stuff, like this is like why I do it. But like I do want like I don't want you to think that I'm not like I want to go out and work, do you know what I mean? Like I don't want people to say, oh, she's just an OnlyFans and like she can't be asked getting a job. Like I want to like go and work and stuff, but like not very like I weren't academic at school and stuff, and like I just like I've worked in a few bars and stuff, but like yeah, I just sorry, I'm just going on now. You know what I mean, don't you? Yeah.
I mean, I just see OnlyFans as a platform where you could do more, obviously. So, I mean, I don't know if it's different for a male or the only thing I think is the stigma. I think it's different. I think the male masculinity side of a man is like it creates a different type of stigma, you know. But I don't know if it's safer for a man or what, you know. But I've had obviously people find out where I'm going and things like that, and you just don't know. I just don't know if there's much difference. So it's you're kind of doing the same. You're selling the same service. You're giving the same things away. Whether men or women can deal with things differently, I don't. I think it's the person. I think honestly, it's some people can be more cold or block things out. Some people can't. You know, I found it hard to block things out, especially when my family were involved. You know, so yeah.
But it was because I was getting pushed. I was doing some things that I wouldn't normally do. And I thought I was getting a lot of money, but if you do explicit stuff that they want, the money goes up. If you don't, the money goes right down rock bottom.
So obviously, like when I've been approached about this, like OnlyFans, oh, I've seen you on OnlyFans, and I'm like, oh, like you know, like it's all right. It's just, it's not like, it's just OnlyFans. Like everyone's doing it and stuff, and like been asked to do like, oh well, look, do you want to do some like shots for me? Like I've got this camera and like I pay £100 and like, so I did it. But then he was like, you know, like trying it on and stuff, like
Yeah.
asking me to like do things and stuff. Do you know what I mean? Can I say it on this camera? Like what he was asking me to say it? Yeah. So he was like asking me to suck him off, like.
I would say the creepiest experience I had is when someone messaged me. It was a couple of months after I posted the post about what the person I was seeing did to me, and he asked me to describe what it felt like. He asked for pictures if there was any evidence of him beating me up. He was asking me to describe what happened, like he was getting a sexual attraction out of me being abused, which I found was really weird. Obviously, I blocked him straight away. I was like, that is really weird. I had a strange request of a man asking me for one of my heels and to spit in it and ash a fag in it, and he was going to buy it off me, which I found was just bizarre.
Yeah.
Obviously, I didn't do it. So that is really weird. No.
How much was he willing to offer you to do that?
£500
For the shoe?
Yeah,
I'd have done
but I
it.
didn't want. I didn't want to meet. I don't do any meets or anything. And he wanted to meet up with me and give it, and I felt like it was a bit dodgy. I just didn't feel like it was legit.
Yeah.
Because you have to be very careful on OnlyFans. I've heard girls meeting up with men and them doing some really weird shit and tried to kidnap them, or no, it's just not my kind of thing. So if it was sending off in the mail, yeah, I probably would have done it. But you know, because it was face to face and he wanted me to meet me in this location, I was like, I'm not doing that. Yeah, because anything could happen.
There are negative experiences. I'd say you do get a lot of hate and stuff, but most of the time it will be some fans will subscribe to you for the sole purpose of giving you hate or to try and tear you down. It's like they'll see a woman that would never give them the time of day in the street or in a bar or something, and they think, oh, I've subscribed to you, so I know I'm just going to send you loads of horrible DMs and stuff to try and tear you down, because they don't like to see a woman doing well for herself.
I mean, I've had like quite a few strange requests. I've had like satanic stuff requested, yeah, like someone wanting me to like sort of half hang myself. I thought that was like, I mean, I've still got levels I won't go to, but I have been in bad circumstances where I've needed more money. And once like I poured like candle wax on me and ended up burning all my stomach. I know, yeah, and I mean, I only got a couple of hundred for it. And probably one that, because I'm like straight, was I kissed the guy on camera. It was like a friend of a friend, and he got a bit too much, but that was kind of like, I would never do that. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not against it. You know, I've got different types of people in my social circle, but I just needed more money at the time, and I thought I'll just do that. But some stuff I just wouldn't. I've had some the worst kind of requests. Like some people are, honestly, there's something in people that's not nice, and I've just like, no, not at all. Like that's just wrong. Like sexual things, like, but to, you know, really extreme sexual things. But like I've done the things I mentioned because I needed more money, and they were offering you know a couple of hundred for doing it. So yeah, I just did it at the time.
Are you sure you're okay to continue?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. If you need to stop, obviously just let us know.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so would you have a problem if your kids grew up and started doing OnlyFans?
Yeah and no, because like I've done it and I am doing it, and I have done it, but like you can't stop them from doing something, can you? Like you've just got to like be supportive, and you know. So no, I wouldn't say anything. No.
Yeah, I think when you're younger, you're more vulnerable. Yeah, I don't. You haven't got the life experience. I mean, I started later and I had life experience. I should know better. but sometimes circumstances dictate your actions, and I'm sure it's happened for people through the centuries. You know, everyone just acts differently in kind of a desperate situation. Maybe it's just in our nature, but when you're younger, you really don't know what the future is going to be, you know, and your actions you take when you're younger can have a massive effect in your future. So you've got to be really careful, because I've made mistakes that's cost me like my future, like a better future when I've been younger. And I think OnlyFans can, you know, it could affect your jobs prospects if you know, if you're aspiring to be something or go into a certain like area. Like if you're seen on OnlyFans, you've got to know that that can come back to haunt you, you know. So you've got to be sure that that's the decision for you.
One that I came up with yesterday that I was very proud of when he came on camera was, I didn't know clits could come like that. Wow. Oh my God. Yeah, he loved that one.
They love it. If you could give advice to a young girl, or any girl wanting to start on OnlyFans, what would you say?
Don't. Just like, what age? Like a teenager, or like just like
Maybe 20?
yeah. Like if obviously if like they've got money and stuff, because some of these kids like come from really good backgrounds, don't they? Like obviously I don't. So like they've got the money and stuff, like I said before, like they can look good on like the cameras and the phones and stuff, and like they've got like options like I haven't. So but like if someone was like me, like I'd just say like try and do something more like better, like there's courses out there for like beauty, like last year's like there's loads of like people wanting makeup done and stuff on nights out, isn't there? I'd say like concentrate on that. Like no one wants to see you shaking your tits and ass, like not mine anywhere. Like anyway, yeah, just do something else, yeah.
I think obviously everyone's entitled to their own opinion. I know it's not what everyone agrees with, and it's not the normal. Like I don't encourage girls to do it. I don't go to random girls, oh, you should start an OnlyFans. I never encourage it. And I've had girls say to me, oh, I might start OnlyFans, and I don't say, yeah, do it. I kind of like tell them it's not sometimes what all women want to do, and some women quit after 3 months. No, I don't encourage it at all.
Yeah, they're okay with me now. Now they know that I'm doing films, acting, and all that. I've been doing a lot of stuff for YouTubers, famous ones. I'm getting really known for them, like Beta Squad. I know King Kenny is a lovely guy. Spuds, Kid Wild, Inhaler, the band Bono's son. I've done stuff for them. Pete and Baz, you name them, I've done it. You know, and they're very proud of me now that I've gone away from OnlyFans, and now I've got a lovely life. Like soon I'm going in a competition, a drag queen competition. And I've been working in a bar, well, not working, but greeting people in Stormzy's bar in Soho. And I forgot to mention, I've got a sitcom coming up, Altogether Tavern, which we're hoping will get on television. And I'm the mother, the landlady of the pub. I'm Betty. So if that gets on television, that'll be the makings of me. Because the character Betty is me and I am Betty.
People are always gonna, if you're exuding like a certain energy, confidence, you're attractive, people are always gonna try and bring you down to their level because they're jealous of you ultimately. But I think for me and for a lot of other people that do this, comments like that kind of, there's a certain point where it just like glides over you.
Yeah.
Because like I'm doing well. Like John at home with his kebab sitting behind his keyboard telling me that I'm a slut. Like,
Yeah.
you're still paying me, John.
The stigma attached to OnlyFans is that people think these girls, once they go on it, in the future they might turn to prostitution. it might destroy their career in the future, because if say like you're working with someone and they find out you've been on OnlyFans, they might not like that. And the other thing is they're young and they might become just sexual objects instead of love and romance. It's just about how much you can show and how much money you can get, and it's not really realistic. And one day you might meet the right person. The right person might say, "Oh no, no, I can't have a proper relationship with you because you're on OnlyFans."
I'm not really looking for love, so I don't really know. I've not personally gone out looking for a boyfriend. And I know there's men that don't like women doing OnlyFans, and there's women that don't like men doing OnlyFans, but there's more men on OnlyFans than women. So when women are judged and hold, like, I never see it with men. It's always the women that seem to get the stick for having OnlyFans. But I feel like the OnlyFans girls will find someone, because there's a lot of men that do it and they could do it together. Some people don't even want to find love, but the person I'm speaking to now, he has no problem with it. He's very motivating and uplifting.
I know I've only been doing this for like a short amount of time, but having the freedom that this job has given me, I can't see myself ever working for anyone else again. Like, I love being self-employed. I love being an entrepreneur. And even if one day I decide I don't want to do OnlyFans, I'm creating like a client base that are very loyal. So I know I'm always going to be able to operate in this field and do all right for myself.
I feel I'm trapped in a cycle. So it's really difficult. Like, people don't realize, once you get used to like income coming in, if you start switching or trying to change, like, I found it hard to get work. You know, I am trying, but I find it hard to get out of OnlyFans. But I've got used to that income just to cover my rent and you know, my bills and debts. So, you know, it's difficult. Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Come up and see me sometime, as Mae West would say, especially when I'm wearing glasses. I'll put some more on. These are Elton John ones. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Sexy. Sexy. And these ultra. Oh, yes, yes, yes. As Mae West would say, is that a gun in your pocket, or are you just pleased to see me? I think the reason that we don't hear negative stories about OnlyFans and we hear all positive is that probably these girls are earning large, large sums of money. They live in like literally palaces. They've got fabulous clothes. They've got hundreds of fans and they're doing very well. But as I said before, I think they're selling themselves short, really. I mean, probably their morals have declined. They're prepared to do anything to earn that big money. But what they don't realise is one day they might come off OnlyFans and they might want a job as a nurse, a barrister, childcare. And I would imagine that if the people employing them saw their record, they might not. It might ruin their whole future. When they're older and they can't do OnlyFans anymore, that's when it will hit them.
No, because I always want a job in this, or not. If it's not in this, I need to be working with people who support this. My skin gets itchy when I'm doing something around people or being around people that I know don't support that kind of work, or think that it makes me less of a human. I'm like, ugh. I know it's a very privileged thing to say, but I would literally rather, like, I don't know, anything than work for somebody else. The most degrading self-employment job you could do, I would do that instead of working for somebody else.
Yeah.
Unless it was a sexy woman, maybe, and she wore a nice uniform.
I think before I did OnlyFans, in my normal life, there were lots of things that I would kind of let slide. And now that I've had a space to explore like this character and this other side of myself that isn't afraid to ask for what they want or to call out men when they are behaving in a way that I don't want them to behave. It's made me so much more confident in my real life, and I would never be like that if I hadn't have had this experience.
I mean, trying to get off OnlyFans, get a more stable job, and you know, I really want to meet someone, settle down, and I just want to forget this period of my life and my family. I've just got to speak to my dad again. Just need to speak to my dad again. I'm all right. I don't mind about anything else as long as I speak to my dad. Yeah, I think that's all I want. That's all I want. My family back again.
Let me put the slippers on. I'm not moving it. You listen. Yo, ready! Ready! Jenny B! Yeah! Hey! Getting on a bit. Are you ready? Drop it! So granny, you're so smart, you're so canny, you make him scream, you're so mean. Al Capone's on the phone, he knows you can make him moan. You ain't no slow when you make a negro, even Ginger, Bonnie and Clyde. Malone needs you on their side. Well, as I said, I used to go out with people and I did a few silly things. I got taken up to Coombe Gibbet and I refused to, you know, and then I had to walk all the way home. So I've always been a bit wary of men. But then I met my husband, Mr. Stockwell. He was perfect. He had a high IQ. He was a gentleman. He was great to be with. He was everything. He was intelligent. He was fabulous. But sadly, he went off to heaven. 2011. Yeah. This lovely man. So what I did, and I did look after my dad for many years as a carer, but after he died, I was so upset that I decided I was going to embrace life, do all the things. I mean, I can't believe what I've been up to, all the things I've done. And since I left OnlyFans, they've increased. And that's how I get my new income living.
The day's been a bit of an emotional roller coaster. Some of the people we spoke to have been really cheerful and have had a great time on OnlyFans. The things you usually hear, some of the people obviously have had a bit of a disaster on OnlyFans. We've heard from people who've lost their family. We've heard from people who've nearly lost their houses, who are on the breadline, people with children who can't afford to feed their kids. To be honest, I've actually heard things worse than what I expected to find. I feel really bad for the people that we spoke to today. Obviously, the situations haven't been good, and it's really sad hearing everything that we heard. I think there needs to be more support in terms of people who get on OnlyFans or people who feel like they need to get on OnlyFans, because obviously the people who are doing this and the people we spoke to today are doing that because they have no other option. We didn't speak to anyone that's struggling today that said, I did this because I thought it would be fun. Everyone who said that they did it and they are now struggling said that they did it because they financially were in a bad place and it didn't resolve for them. We spoke to some lucky people who are having a great time and they're earning money and they're enjoying themselves and stuff, but after the statistics of the people we spoke to today, obviously, that isn't what's happening all the time. And it seems to be the running trend that people think they can get OnlyFans and it's going to save all their problems and get them out of debt and they're going to be able to enjoy their lives, and that obviously isn't the case. And I think we just need to normalise the option that maybe that's not going to happen. If you go on OnlyFans, you're not going to make 10 grand a month. We spoke to people today, and all the people that we spoke to, that the people that are struggling obviously said that they'd seen things online and it's all about the media, and they spoke to people and they're making £10,000 a month and it's all over the internet, those facts. But that didn't happen to them. And some people even quit their jobs because they thought that was going to happen to them, and they were so convinced because they'd seen it everywhere else that there's no way it could go wrong. We spoke to a girl today who had kids and said that she was worried something was wrong with her because she wasn't earning what everyone else was earning. And I think it's just that the people who aren't earning as much aren't putting that on the internet. No one's being honest because it's like a pyramid scheme on OnlyFans. So even if people aren't earning, they're saying that they are because then other girls subscribe, or like they join under their referral code because then the other girl gets 5%, and nobody's saying that they're having a bad time. And that in turn is making things worse, and then the content is more saturated and there's more people on there, and then people are bringing prices down and there's more content, and then no one can put content online then, because instead of paying £100 for something that you'd be comfortable putting online, you're sending it for a £5. No one's going to be able to make money doing that. 3 million creators on OnlyFans and 220 million subscribers, which means realistically, when you hear that as a statistic, you think, oh, there's plenty of people to go around, but it isn't the case. When more people join, people think the more people that join, the more subscribers there are to go around, but there isn't. The more people that join, the less people get subscribed to. And we spoke to somebody today who said that they were originally selling content for quite a lot, and then they'd get messages from people saying, you can get this for 50% off elsewhere. And they'd say, oh, well, and it literally is a pricing out competition. It's like who can sell the most explicit thing for the cheapest, that person wins. Initially, there's like a surge of people who've been wanting content, I think, from that person. They get it and then they disappear. And again, I spoke to somebody today, another big concern for me is the digital footprint. As soon as you post that photo, it's on the internet forever. There is no way that you can guarantee that is gone. You can't remove that. And even if you do, you can't say that no one's got that photo, because that people will have that photo. So then you've got kids, or you want to be a doctor, or you want to be a lawyer. What's stopping that photo from recirculating? Nothing. Because people have got content that they're posting and they're charging for, and then it's posted all over the internet. So why am I going to pay $50 for a video that I can get for free when I know it's online for free? Why would I pay for that video? I thought that most people were earning a lot of money and most people were enjoying themselves and most people were kind of in their comfort zone. And I think it's actually the opposite. I think there are a few people who are earning a lot, and that's celebrities and influencers and big, big top earners are earning a lot of money, and everyone else is just scraping breadcrumbs. The people that we spoke to today, they're struggling because then they feel like they're not enough, or their family don't like it, or they feel embarrassed. And I feel like people go on OnlyFans and then they have a crap time and they want to come off, but then I feel like sometimes people also feel embarrassed, like everyone knows they've got OnlyFans, and so if they quit, then everyone knows that they've quit, and then they feel embarrassed. So then they feel even like a lot of people are feeling stuck, I think. If you've got kids, I understand that you can't work a 9 to 5. Sometimes it's just not viable. And obviously with mental health, some people can't go into work. And I think, and with other things as well, this is why people turn to OnlyFans. My advice would be just be really careful about what you're going to post online and before you do it, and just know the repercussions of what might happen. I think talk to people is the only advice I can give, because everyone's situation is completely different. So talk to people, talk to your friends, reach out to people. Don't feel like it's an embarrassing thing, because it's not. You should feel like you can do whatever you want with your life and you shouldn't be judged, and the people that love you will support you and not judge you anyway. So talk to people and reach out and ask for help.